Good to everyone. We are now about to kick off our amazing AI and content marketing with the incredible Victoria. Just to cover some basics, food and refreshments are coming. I'm sorry they weren't here at the beginning, but they're on their way in the form of Domino's pizza, various wines, a couple of beers, and some soft drinks. There are tea and refreshments and biscuits. And if anyone's starving, then Victoria is a really well-established marketing expert and phenomenal with AI and various tools, ones that she'll show and teach you about today. She's been kind enough to do this event. All the volunteers at BCS are just volunteer. We don't get paid, give our time because we want to help the community. If you are interested in becoming a BCS member, then feel free to reach out. It's a phenomenal organization. We host events like this and all of them are free. And if you come to the best ones, you get free pizza. That's not always guaranteed. Without further ado, I'm going to allow Victoria to introduce herself because I asked her for her 2 favorite accolades and awards. And one, she's been SEO Marketer of the Year, but she also said that her swimming award beat it. So I don't know which one she'll give, but she'll give a much better description. And on top of this, she's also an amazing comedian. So if I haven't met a more talented, she's standing right next to me. So huge thank you. And just to say a massive hi, everyone can wave. At the back, there's a camera that points when Victoria's not looking at the laptop. If she suddenly looks to the top left-hand corner, it's because we've got about 100 people joining online. We're going viral, guys. A huge thank you for coming today and look forward to chatting to you all at the end. Oh, and I'm Sarah Ench. If you don't know who I am, I'm one of the organisers. I always get to introduce myself. The speakers are the more important people. Lovely to speak to you all, and Victoria, up to you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Organizing the event. Thank you to represent AI and the British Computing Society. I am very happy to be here. I'm gonna try to make this slideshow work. I am Victoria. I have done some things. The one that I consider the most outstanding achievement is the swimming competition that Sarah was talking about. When I was 8, I won against all the girls and all of the boys. Besides that, what I have been doing since the age of 8 is SEO, marketing, and in the last 2 years, AI. I'm a conference speaker and a mentor and judge at different startup competitions. I'm a mentor at Outliers Ventures, and I have been featured in the book SEO in 2024 and in 2025. If you have trouble sleeping at night, don't forget the name of those books. I'm on page 155 of the latest one. Also, I have been working in fintech and Web3 since 2017. These slides clearly tell you that I identify as a crypto bro. I thought you would laugh, but it's fine. It's not the same thing. Not the same thing as stand-up. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it really boring for everyone. Is there anyone here, from the people I can see, I cannot see the Zoom call, but is there anyone here? I don't know if people in the screen, in the thing can hear me. I'm gonna check. Yes. Wait, 1 second. Can the people in the Zoom hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, person on the Zoom. This is what happens when I do my own tech. Is there anyone here in this room not using ChatGPT or any LLMs? Great. Is there anyone using Custom GPTs? Good. 2 people, 2 persons, 3, 2.5. Workflows and automation and agents, anyone? Oh, today we are going to be talking about mostly custom GPTs. I'm going to be explaining how to set up your chatter because everybody's using it, but people don't spend enough time to customize it. Then we're going to do an intro to custom GPTs, then some live demos, prompting frameworks, how to train a custom GPT, and we're going to take it to the next level with make.com automations. And then we're going to do Q&A, and then we're going to have pizza and drinks. Okay? Yeah. I'm glad we're all on board. And the only thing stopping you from pizza and drinks is me. The 4 main challenges of scaling content with AI. I hear this all the time. People on LinkedIn love to say, AI sounds robotic, right? AI sounds robotic if you don't know how to train AI, right? And it's also detectable by clients and other people and even AI detectors if, again, you know how to train it. The same thing happens with hallucinations. Generic AI has hallucinations. It tells you things it makes up. And also it's hard to produce quality output at scale without losing accuracy. These are the 4 challenges we're gonna tackle today. Today, I'm gonna sort out the internet for you and then pizza. Something really important is that nearly 90% of all enterprise AI projects never reach production. for problems like this. I believe that the true power of AI comes with customization. Generic inputs deliver generic outputs. I think I'm going to mention this a lot during this presentation. And if there's something that I want you to take today, is that don't be a generic input. With AI and in life, it should work and sound like you. And most of the tools that I have created do that. If they work and sound like me, they can sort of not replace me, but make my day-to-day easier, right? Now, we're gonna see how to customize your Chatty Plus account. This is the $20 account, right? These are the $20, the best $20. That's not how you speak English. I'm gonna start again. This is the best spend $20 of your life when you buy the Chatty Plus account. Does anyone here has this account? Half of you have been converted. The other people cancel Amazon, cancel Netflix. You cannot say I don't have, no, cancel something. Cancel something, this will make you money. I have been in the crypto industry since 2017, and after crypto, this is the thing that has made the most money. It's $20 a month. I don't work for Chat, I'm just telling you advantages of it. Let's set it up really quickly. Let's go to my account and hopefully it works. You see, plus. And we're gonna go to personalization. Personalization, what we're gonna see, I have the simple icons here, and now they're not anymore. We enable customization, right? And there is this personality. In case you don't have enough of yours, you can use someone else's, right? Here, you can be cynic, robot, listener, or nerd. I prefer to leave default and use these custom instructions that I have here. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take them from here because there's something that the custom GPTs, that OpenAI doesn't do very well is all of the dialogue boxes. I generally have to copy and paste things, not in another tab, because this is not very practical for me. What have I written here? Always be skeptical and brutally honest. Don't be afraid to disagree with me. Use UK spelling. Don't use emojis. And then I put all of the words that sound like AI, you know, in the in the ever-changing world of cryptocurrency, in the ever-changing world of engineering, IT. It always starts, ChatGPT tends to start with in. We're going to remove that. And then I take all of the other rubbish words, revolutionize, harness. We don't need that. I also try to remove M dashes. It doesn't work all the time, but it removes a lot of them, right? And I told it to remove it. Again, I have used important, which is a parameter that you use to avoid chatting forgetting things, because when you do long prompts, then you start forgetting things. We add important at the end, and we sort of repeat the instruction. This will happen. These are my custom instructions, and at least it will not start the sentence with in the realm of insert industry, insert topic. Now, my name is Victoria. Occupation, SEO and marketing pivoting to AI marketing. I have said stuff about me, right? I'm also a comedian, but don't try to be funny because it's cringe. When you tell a man that you are a stand-up comedian and they say, oh, I'll tell you a joke. Enough of this in reality. I don't want Charlie to do jokes for me. Now, I'm telling you, unless I'm using, I mean, it can only be funny when you are using my custom GPT, which I'm going to show you, right? I live in the UK spelling. Great. Now, memory. This is a bit scary, but useful. And that's the problem with AI. It's very convenient, and then it knows everything about you, right? We can reference saved memories and reference chat history, meaning that it will record everything about us. Again, convenient and scary. If you go to manage, it will tell you everything that it knows about you. The most scary thing that you can do, and I'm not going to do it right now. And then I have allowed web search, code, canvas, advanced voice. Right. Now, app and connectors. We can give Chatty access to our Gmail, Google Drive, contacts. Again, convenient and scary. You do this, you are going to have less friction across all of the platforms that you use, especially if you use the Google platform. Now, I know Sarah is an expert in security, and I will tell you that if you do this, and it's very easy to hack you, right? And there is a lot of examples online of having hacked just by opening a Google Calendar invite. That's why I don't have this on, right? But again, the trade-off between convenience and safety is something that we're going to encounter more and more with AI, right? Now, what else do we have here? Schedules, you can schedule chat every day to complete tasks if you wanted to read the crypto news of the day and send me a summary. Thrilling, that's why it's not there. But you can put whatever task you wanted to complete every day. And then what else do I have here? No, I think that's everything I want to show you. We are much closer than we were 45 seconds ago to having a customized chat feed, right? This is the beginning of customization. This is how we improve or sort of boost. I want to use chat word. This is how you revolutionize. In the realm of human skills, this is how you revolutionize your career. Power tips. I see a lot of people that just do words, right? But you can do images, videos, PDF, or you can speak directly. 2 weeks ago, my boiler broke down. I was renting my flat in Airbnb, and I told the person, send me a video of this error because I don't know anything about boilers. This person sent it to me, and I put it on chat, and suddenly we knew that the pressure was low. And how do you put the pressure up? I didn't know that either. But with some other photos, we managed to find the valves, and now you have hot water, which is really important if you're staying on an Airbnb. Use video, PDF, speak to it directly. Sometimes I go to the gym and I do work while I go because I'm insane, but you can probably find really practical uses to each of these inputs that you can add to this. Stick to one thread or one topic. I see a lot of people don't do this. If I wanted to organize this talk for the British Computing Society, I would probably have a very long chat about, I'm going to do this talk, this is the audience, these are my previous slides, how can I modify the slides, how can I tailor it, give me something for Canva, I'm going to make the posters. All of it is much better if you centralize it, rather than if I start 25 different conversations about the same thing. Right? It keeps things in order, and it also gives context, right? The most context that this tool has, the better it is, and the better it knows ourselves. If that's okay in English, I think it is. I passed an English exam to do my British citizenship, surprisingly. They let anyone in. Farage, they are letting everyone in. I'm not going to get distracted. Don't distracted me. Now, don't be cheeky. For conversation, this appeared 2 weeks ago. You can, if you're talking about this chat, fictitious chat about this talk, there's a small button that says fork this conversation, which if you're a coder, you know what fork means. Fork is when we duplicate the conversation and we can apply changes. It's like a version 2, right? Just copy it and let's continue with whatever, with something else, right? Projects, is anybody using projects? Yeah, I use it a lot. I use it like folders because projects are folders. But if you see here, we see a marketing agency, public, private marketing. Everything is here. All of my conversations that are about a topic, I put them there because, again, it creates more context for the tool. And it helps, every file that is there is self-reference. When we create a project, memory doesn't apply anymore. It just references the new files inside a folder, which is really good for me. I use that quite a lot. And what else? Agent mode. Is anybody using that? Okay, agent mode is incredible. You can tell Chat to go and find me a booking for tonight, and it will do it.
Oh.
It's an agent, and this is the next thing that is coming, which is much more scary than anything that we have seen today. Sometimes I tell the agent, go and fill this form. Take this document and go and fill this form. I wish I had had that before I fill in my British citizenship application. So I wouldn't have to reply to 85 questions manually, including all the times I traveled in the last 5 years. But I didn't have that. Use it if you're applying for citizenship. Use it for all of the things you don't want to do. This is a problem that got me started with AI. I want to do everything. And everything that I want to do involves content. I have to produce a lot of content. And if you're here and maybe you want to build a personal brand, build a business, I don't know, be creative or something like that, you have to produce content, right? One life to live, one life to produce content. How would I do this? I always ask myself, when I wake up, I ask myself, is there a way I can live, market myself, and have hobbies? And as Sarah said before, I'm also a comedian, actually an award-winning comedian. It means that I perform, I have my own business as an AI marketing consultant, and then I perform at night. And I have to be on social media, pretending I'm cool, right? Pretending I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm like a crypto bro, and then pretending I'm approachable on Instagram. And it's really exhausting for a person, right? Don't try to do this at home. Don't try. But this is the problem. This was the thing that got me started. Because I want to do all of the things and sound like me. I don't want to sound like AI, right? I don't want to start jokes like in the ever-changing world of comedy. The problem is a lot of content for marketing, LinkedIn, Twitter, I do one YouTube video a week, blog post, Medium. And then the platforms I am as a comedian, I have 2 Instagram accounts, TikTok, Reels, a monstrosity of content. How to approach this? I forgot the other problem, the problem of executive dysfunction. I have ideas all the time. Now, these ideas, if you don't put them into formatted content, they don't work. Those ideas in your head are nothing. A lot of things to do, a lot of ideas, poor execution, right? I have been diagnosed recently of ADHD, and now I spend my days diagnosing other people. I want to tell you that if you lose your keys frequently, if you have trouble sleeping, and if you have alcohol to calm you down, I have news for you. What is the solution? This is not the most obvious solution for probably most people, but neurodiverse people never arrive to the most logical conclusion. But that's why I'm here speaking about my process today. Because my attempt to do everything is like, okay, why don't I clone myself? Which was another topic I was fascinated at the age of 9, Dolly, the cloned sheep. I read a lot about Dolly. It's like, can I be Dolly? Can I clone myself in all of the things that I do that sort of produces, chat can produce things like me as a marketer, as a comedian, and as a whatever profession I create for myself every day? And the answer is yes. And I started doing this with Custom GPTs. Custom GPTs are assistants inside of the $20 version. With the free version, you can use them, but you cannot create them. And the real power comes when you, the magical thing about this is that it can reference your existing content. You upload content, you upload samples of your, let's say, comedy set, blog, landing pages, and you put instructions and examples. And these instructions, they can imitate anything. If I say, okay, you're gonna write like Victoria Olsina, and this is how Victoria Olsina writes comedy, versus this is how Victoria Olsina writes marketing, the output is gonna be very, very different. With this, you can also maintain accuracy. And this is quite important for me at work in crypto and Web3, because every industry have jargon, right? It's hard to sort of know how people in different industries speak, or it was hard for me before. Now, I know how to do it. And then we can generate content that is consistent, right? Yeah, all of this for $20. What a time we're living. Some people confuse Custom GPT with chat with long context. I told you about chat with long context. I'm creating this presentation for today. I'm gonna do all of the social media, all of the slides, everything there. That is not a chat, that is just a chat with long context. And that's why I created this slide. I hope it all makes sense. Now, 5 things that are different is Custom GPTs have persistent instructions. The instructions are inside the bot, so you don't have to repeat instructions all the time. It also has a knowledge base, meaning that you can upload files. And that is really, really good because you can reference those files. And then it's consistent because it's referencing instructions and files. And it's scalable, meaning that you can share the link. I can share the link to a client. I can create an SEO bot or a comedy bot and share it with any of you. And in 30 seconds, you are creating all of this content just like me. And this is the only platform that has these shareable links. I know a lot of people use Claude, but Claude doesn't have the magical link that we share with people or that you can share with clients. And this is the game changer, collaboration, because we cannot expect, if I'm working for a company, we cannot expect that everyone trains their bot with the same files and same instructions. That is going to fail. And that is what Anthropic doesn't get. With Anthropic, you can only share it with, Anthropic is Chat, which is another LLM. You can only share it among people that have the team subscription. And also, I don't like from there that the token limits is a bit crap, right? Which is a word that I use a lot in conferences, crap. What is crap? More specific, it's 10 times less. What does it mean? That conversations are going to be 10 times longer, 10 times shorter. It's going to run out of tokens very soon. And the upload limits are also really crap. Yes, 20 times less. That's why I use custom GPTs. And one other thing that maybe is not important for everyone, but custom GPTs have API integration, meaning I can connect it to another source of data. And I'm going to show you this very soon. If I haven't convinced you to buy the $20 version of Chat today, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I have Claude, and I use it for my own when I am the only person in the project, when I don't have to share it. And also, I use CapChat as a second brain for work and for life. Considering my first brain, sometimes we have a difficult relationship, let's call it that way. And I'm gonna call, and I have created ChatGPT, which is 70 at the moment. So I have 70 bots that do different things. And I'm gonna show you my favorite ones today. Let's see. I'm gonna start with comedy one. First of all, I'm gonna chat the quiz. Victoria Olsina. Chatty will go. This is the normal Chatty, right? And it will crawl the internet, searching the web, and it will come with whatever it finds about me. It will talk about marketing, SEO, which is the thing that I specialize in, marketing, comedy, and it will reference the website, the different websites and the different places where I have found information. Now, let's say, who is Victoria's dad? And I search the web, and there's nothing. Absent father. Oh, tough crowd. It's fine. I'm gonna go to Victoria 1 hour show, and we're gonna ask the same things. Who is Victoria Olsina? This is the one I trained for comedy. And the answer is gonna be very different, because this, I'm gonna show you, is searching their knowledge. It's not searching the web, searching the files that I put here, the files and the instructions. I'm gonna talk about the topics I generally talk about in comedy, comedic style, and as you can see, signature beats, all of these things. So we ask, who is dad? Again, is gonna reference the knowledge base. Yes, my dad is a stoner loan shark who looks like Pablo Escobar. That is correct. It will reference all my jokes about my dad. I know that creative people hate AI, and it's like, no, I don't want a computer to write like me. The reason why I created this is because I have more than 300 pages of material. And I don't remember if I have a Mother's Day joke or a Dad's Day joke. Probably don't have my Father's Day, clearly. And I have trained this on the best bits. The best, it's not all of my sets, it's the best ones. And that it means that it either won an award, was on TV or something like that, on streaming services or something like that. I have 10 here, no, 12. You can put up to 20 here on the knowledge base. And now you can write jokes as me. I think it's good for setups, not so good for punchlines. But comedy is about connecting different ideas that are not obvious. With this bot, I have some power. Let's do a joke about AI. I hope it works. You know what scares me about AI? It's not, I hope it's a good joke. It's not that it won't. What is this? Try being emotionally available. Well, clearly not the best example for today. And again, good for setups, not so good for Panto. I'm going to continue with others. We see the clear difference between regular chat and my comedy bot, right? Is this clear? I have one that is really fun, which is called Karen. And I created Karen because sometimes I think that people, when something doesn't work, will refund you. But it's not so easy. Karen is a clear proof that I'm insane, first of all. And second, the older I grow, the more I complain. I don't know if this happens to you, but I'm going to tell you something that happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, I discovered that my Pilates studio has been charging me twice since June. Therefore, they owe me 620 pounds. That is a lot of money. And I thought that if I contacted them, I explained the situation, send them my credit card details, they would say, yes, sorry. I'm so sorry. And they said, no, sorry, you cannot claim after 3 weeks. And that's why Karen is here. Because it's like, who would do this? The way I use Karen is I can do any of these. It has prompts. I need help writing a complaint. I can fill all of these normally, right? As a normal person, but I told you that you can also add here, PDF. I exported this lovely conversation with the person of Level Out Pilates, which is in close to Westfield in Stratford, if you want to know where it is. Now it's going to take all of that information, is going to write the complaint for us. Yeah. It's written, it's filling in all of the information I should have done myself. And now it's going to tell you if the internet allows. Maybe that's everything we need to know about my complaint. Try to do it again. No, Karen, come on, mate, in public. My mom would say, we're in public. Now we have this lovely letter telling that if they don't return my money under the 2015 Consumer Act, Consumer and Fair Protection, Trading Registration, blah, 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 and I'm requesting that in 2 weeks, you will initiate the chargeback, or I will file a complaint to the trade. I don't know what is this, but I put it on the instructions, all of the places where I can escalate this. This sounds like you have to give my money back because you screwed up. And this is all of the laws, it's cited. And I think this is pretty cool. Maybe not related to marketing, but this is a good example of how this works. Now, I don't want to lose focus, but my brain is wired that way. I'm going to show you a marketing one. I'm going to show you this one. I do these YouTube videos for marketing, and my editor is a friend from school, not from school, from university, from Cordoba, which is where I'm from. And my friend doesn't speak English properly. She speaks functional English, but it's different to speak functional English to be a copywriter. I created this for her. Now, what this does is if I paste a script, a transcript for a video, it will repurpose it into all of the channels I have a presence on. That is Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. If I do this, it will start a Twitter post, LinkedIn post with different instructions, right? We can see Twitter, right, Instagram, different use of emojis for each channel, and different hashtags. And now YouTube short descriptions. Right? That's why I have 70 of them. They do different things. I also have, for example, a proposal generator. I take a transcript from a call, and based on our conversation, it does a proposal, which I think everybody who works in an office probably can benefit from that. I also have a compliance. I have, for a client in particular, we created a compliance one. If you have ever worked in an office and had talked to the compliance department, you know you don't want to talk to them because they take 1 month and they tell you you should say would instead of will, right? That's what I learned when I worked 1.5 years at Barclays. So we have a compliance bot that is like a pre-compliance before the compliance person sees it. Also, compliance is people that are on the email. You never meet them. So I don't know if they're real or not, but the bot is real. 1 million of these, Victoria's LinkedIn, Twitter, webinar generator, ebook, 1 million of that. Custom GPTs can be of public use. And I'm going to show you this. I told you that if you don't have the magical subscription, you can access them because there's people that created them for free, anonymous heroes, and you can just use any of these. Right? And they have a rating, and there are different things for this. I prefer mine because I generally have to do it for me or for clients. The style has to be really specific, but you can use any of these. There's some tarot and astrology. I don't know, go crazy. Like, it's free and it's gonna destroy us at some point, but in the meantime, it's cool. Enjoy now. Now, it can also be connected to APIs. Are we familiar with APIs? APIs, we connect it to a source of data. This is similar to MCPs. People for the last 3 months have been losing their minds over MCPs with Claude, but you could always do this with custom chatting for the last 2 years. And I'm going to show you an example so it's less abstract. This is particularly useful for marketers and tech people. What we can connect it is to source of data. For example, I do a lot of SEO work, and in SEO, something key is to do keyword research. I'm going to show you how I do keyword research from my bot directly, conversational keyword research. Also, they can talk one to the other. What does it mean? Imagine that I want Victoria Comedian to rewrite the claim for the gym, because that makes sense. I can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yes, now it's working. I can call Victoria 1 hour show and say, rewrite the email in Victoria's voice. And now, so it's telling Jenny, babe, are you sure you want to pay twice? I will show a better example for this to make it look useful. This was a silly one, but stay with me. Next slide. Also, it can be as general or as specific as you like. I have a marketing chat, a keyword research GPT, a blog writer, so go crazy. You can have different functions, different personas, different things. Another word that I use very much in conferences besides crap. Now I'm going to do a marketing demo. Does anybody here work in marketing? Right. It was going to be very relatable for 2 people. Now, for the other ones that don't work in marketing, what I'm going to show you is something that would take maybe before 4 hours, right? We're going to do this. We're going to do SEO keyword research, which means we're going to pick the best keyword for a landing page, right? And then we're going to write this landing page as if we were the client. And then we're going to turn this landing page into a blog post and then a LinkedIn or an Expo, right? And it's 7:28. I'm going to show you this with one of my clients, which is a crypto loan company. I'm sure you're going to be blown away by the example. My client is Meso. I have a Meso marketer that you can see here, again, if the internet allows. And this knows everything about Meso, right? You're going to see how it all makes sense. I'm going to first use my AI keyword research. For those who are not familiar, in SEO, we look for the best keyword because we want to rank for something on Google or LLMs. In this case, my client does Bitcoin loans. That's their main keyword. I want to know if this is the right keyword. If I don't do that, I have to go to an SEO platform like this. And I am an SEO consultant, so I see data and colors all the time. That is not a problem for me. The problem is when I call a writer, because creative people don't like numbers. I am an exception. Bitcoin loans. I do Bitcoin loans. Here, it will bring me all of this monstrosity of data. And if you have never seen this, it's overwhelming. And you're not going to be able to write that page in 4 hours. Now, we're going to do it my way. We're going to do the way that I sort of created, let's call it like that. This bot is connected through an API with SEO data. It's going to bring the actual data. It's not going to hallucinate. It's going to take the data from Keywords Everywhere, which is a SEO platform, and it's going to show us here. I'm going to say, with this conversation starter, help me with keyword research. We said Bitcoin loans. One day I'm going to change this example. But for now, I am keeping Bitcoin loans. Now it asks us for 5 parameters. Because that's how SEO works. We have google.com, United States, USD, and I want a commercial landing page. Commercial landing page. Now, I'm going to connect, as you saw on the top, to my API. I'm going to bring data from that platform. And it's going to tell me all of the competitors, all of the keyword suggestions with monthly search volume, CPC, competition, and let's say Bitcoin loans, this is my keyword, and this is what I want to write about. Great. We have confirmation that this is the best possible keyword for me. Great. Interpretation guidance. It gives me an SEO title and a meta description. This is great. The next stage would be to write this page, right? We know what the keyword is. The client does that, Bitcoin loans. Let's write this page. We're going to call Meso Marketer. Because I don't want, if I tell Chat is going to write about Bitcoin loans in general, and I wanted to write like my client, read the information before and write a landing page about Bitcoin loans. Meso. Boom. So now we can see the screen. Suspense. You can see that this one is working, right? We can see here that it called the Meso Marketer. And at some point, it's going to show us something.
I thought that usually they would say I'm thinking.
It is just a little bit delay. Cool. Borrow against your Bitcoin. Keep your Bitcoin. Get liquidity. And how do we know that it's writing like Meso? Because it's mentioning some components of this company, like this MSUD, which is cryptocurrency, a stable coin that they issued. It's telling me that the APR is 1%. It's true. And it's telling me how it works and all of the advantages, right? It's also telling me, read the blog. And I click here, it's going to take me to the blog. Yeah, it knows everything about Meso, right? I think it's pretty good. Evidently, this has to be reviewed by a writer, right? It's not that we're going to just post this directly. But now we have something that 45 seconds ago was a blank space. Generally, in marketing, we need many pieces of content, not just this, right? So Meso has two writers, Joey and Bash. Joey is like really punchy crypto bro, and Bash is really academical. I take it seriously. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to tell it to rewrite it like Bash, right? And I'm going to call my Bash bot, and I said rewrite the landing page as blog post by Bash, right? Maybe it doesn't. You want me to tell you a joke? Well, you wait.
Yeah, but what information is in that bot? What did you like seed it with? About
About Bash or about
Meso?
Meso? Well, Meso has, that is a secret sauce, but Meso has marketing components that I think are core to this bot. Marketing components like what? Give me 1 second. Let's do that. Like, for example, any company has a website, has documentation. You have branding documents, you have persona documents. We create this sort of knowledge base. Like, think of all of the things that a marketer should know to be able to write this or any collateral, right? What would you tell a person? Which is the materials that you would give a person so that they understand whatever product, industry, or brand thoroughly. Now, here we have
One more question, sorry, just on that thing. But so do you have to keep it maintained, or does it go to the website and sort of is it self-maintaining?
No, the knowledge base, you have to maintain it.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
There is other more advanced technologies that you can do a RAG, but for here, unless you are publishing things all the time, I do maybe update them every 3 months, something like that. But if there is something really important that changes knowledge, let's say that Meso now, they say, instead of Bitcoin, we're going to do Ethereum loans. Okay, this is a really important change. So we have to incorporate that to the database. Now, here we have our blog post. And this blog post looks quite different from the landing page. We have a longer paragraph. The language has changed a lot, like the legacy trap, traditional liquidity. These are all words that Bash loves to use, right? It doesn't feel like a landing page anymore. Let's do, actually, or let's see, you know what? Let's see that if this is AI, okay, this is 18% AI, fair enough, but it's 100% AI. So we can even trick the content detectors, right? And then we said that we were going to repurpose it as a tweet X. Read the blog before and produce an X thread. Now we see that in 10 minutes, we did quite a lot, right? I take from your silence that you're very impressed. And now I'm going to continue. The important thing here is that we have done AI orchestration. We have input, instructions, knowledge base, and then we use different bots that reformat the content, right? And this is the important thing. When we call the others, it's like calling different experts that have different expertise. As I said, I have 70 of them, so I can do anything. And you can do too. Now, my way with AI is that I start with a good prompt for a repeatable task, for something that I find annoying, like complaining, or that I have to do all the time. I turn it into a custom challenge, and then, if possible, at the end, I scale it with automation. When I talk about good prompts, I'm going to show you something really quickly, because people say, write a landing page, right? If you don't have the bot, like I do, that knows how to write a landing page, the output is going to be really poor. The way that we build a good prompt, and this is the basic of everything that you have to do in AI, is good prompting, good instructions. Tell it what to do. Karen quotes all of the laws because I told it to do so, right? It said, sounds serious. give me or tell them what you're gonna do next. Like you are boss. Do it, Karen. In Karen, we trust. What are the things that a good prompt needs? Role, task, specific context, examples, and notes. Yes, bad prompt. Get me some lunch. If I do this, I run the risk that any of you comes with a Tesco egg sandwich. This is something I have been avoiding for the last 10 years since I arrived to this country. Yes, like actually, if I tell the chat agent, get me some lunch, yeah, it will come out with anything. If I tell you, find me a lunch option under 10, I'm on a low carb diet. I don't eat gluten because I live in London, obviously. and I like sushi or Persian food. I have just 20 minutes to eat. You're going to bring something that is not a Tesco egg sandwich. Yes. So check. I mean, in your mind, whenever you hear write a prompt, think of this egg sandwich that you want to avoid. Does anybody like the egg sandwich? I don't want to.
Ham and egg is best.
Ham and egg.
I don't do it anymore.
I will use Karen to complain about how I miss the best of British cuisine. Clear framework. We're going to give it context, length, examples, audience, and role. Yeah, clear framework. For example, content creation. You are going to get the slides as well on the video. You do you. Now, content creation template is not the same that I said, write a landing page that is like, you are a crypto marketing expert working for Meso. Create a landing page for crypto enthusiasts about the topic of crypto Bitcoin loans versus Ethereum loans. Context, we are launching a campaign in Argentina, so it's in Spanish. And tone, use the Meso authoritative brand of voice, Web3 native, length, 1,000 words, include, I don't know, anything specific for this campaign that I have just made up that is going to be in Argentina because I say so. This is much different than write a landing page. If you like to give orders, this is the new era for you. I know that people take notes of instructions, but if you want a prompt that makes the prompt for you, like if this was an AI Ponzi scheme, now it's here. And I created it for you, and this will get you started. It's much easier to do the first step. One tip. When we use the custom chat and we stop using it, at the beginning, it shows up here. Look, shows up here. We are all happy with all of this. If I stop using it, it will disappear. That's why I save all of this into a spreadsheet, which is where I have my 70, and I put name, function, something descriptive. I remember where each of them is, and I put the link, right? Also, in order to share with the people, you need the link. It's really important to start sort of creating your own prompt and chat libraries of the things that work for you. And how do we train these custom chats? Again, we use the clear framework or the chat I have just sent you. We pick up the best output samples. I'm not going to put in the comments, I'm not going to put the first 3 years. The first 3 years have been rubbish. I'm sorry to all the people that have seen me in those years. I'm going to put the best ones, the ones that were successful in whatever metric of success I think it is. Like, let's say Vaish. Vaish has 5 or 10 that are the most popular blogs. Those are the most popular blogs. Let's put that and not all of the other things, right? Best sample is better than more samples. Then we're going to adjust length, format, topic. You saw that many of these landing pages have CTAs. CTAs is call to actions that go to different pages. We coded that in. And then we're going to test and refine. I test 3 to 5 times with realistic queries. We test again until we get the answer right. High quality, consistent result. And then we save and we share. And that's the exciting part. The last 5% of the process, you share it with your friends, with your teammates, with your clients. And some more tips about training data, right? A lot of people don't record meetings, but I feel that if you are in a business setting, I think it's important because that is the first source of knowledge. I have recorded conversation for 3 years. It sounds weird when I say it. Marketing conversations, not people's conversation. I have Google Meets, and that is plugged into Fireflies. Therefore, when I have a new client meeting, all of this gets recorded. So I can go back and say, analyze the last 300 calls and tell me what are the pain points of my clients. What can I do better? When do I miss the lead? All of these things. Speech, because remember that language models are very good at speech, is It's so much easier to do it when you have a call. I can take a call and create the proposal because the core of knowledge is in that call, right? I take calls all the time and say, with this call, do this, do that, write the script, do things, this, do this, right? Then the quality of input determines the quality of output. This is core. That's why we're going to take my best sets or Vaish best blog posts rather than everything. Quality is everything in AI. And then for best results, instead of describing what good looks like, if you already have the perfect sample, right? If instead of describing we can just put 10 sets, the 10 best, and say, analyze this and match the style, structure, and level of detail in every answer and help me create a custom GPT. Take this, all of these samples, and help me do something that replicate this exactly. Evidently, that opens the door to a lot of copyright issues. Yeah, do it with your own things, with your own knowledge, with your own proposals. What else do I want to show you? In terms of inputs, I think that is important because many times we see in the media, we see AI recommends women to ask for 80% less than the job of men. If AI is trained on the data of this world, I hope it's not, it will have bias, right? Ideally, you don't train AI on the data that exists in the world if you want AI to be fair, right? Because that data is skewed. We will take the best. Let's say that there is 10 women that earn the same as men in the whole world. We are going to take them. We're going to take Taylor Swift. We're going to take, I don't know, Chaperone. I think she's doing well. Gaga is doing well.
Yeah.
Beyonce is doing well. Okay, so we're going to take them. Yes? Remember this example. Also, AI has transformed my job as a consultant, and it also can transform your job, right? Because I was selling work, and now I sell bots that do the work, right? Because I have all of a marketing suite that I sell to clients. I have the marketing brain. I have the keyword researcher. Then I have another one that writes, it's an SEO content assistant. I can imitate the style of different writers, social media, whatever you need, I can train a bot. And yeah, it allows me to sell services to people that maybe cannot pay for the rate where I do things, right? You can have 2 different tiers, but all of this has been trained with my expertise and they're pretty good. And they work, as you can see in this example, right? They went from 1 blog post to 5 to 10 a day. This company, Espacio Crypto, everyone has their own bot for social media, for blogs, for whatever. Every single one of them has their own custom strategy suite because I'm insane. And I told you this before. Before I do that, I'm sure that any of you do something exceptional, right? That have a skill that nobody else has. My most successful custom chats are for SEO because SEO is the skill and the industry I have the most experience, right? If I want to write one about writing songs like Chappelle Roan and Taylor Swift, it's not going to be the same because my knowledge is not in writing songs, right? My knowledge and everyone's knowledge is something particular. I think that the way you should start with this is that thing that you do the most, that you do the best, and that has different components that are repeatable. Start with that part. Start with the most annoying or most repeatable part of the process, right? If you file complaints, start with creating your complainer bot with your own Karen. Start with your own Karen. That's what I want to take you away now. And almost done is we can take this to the next level. Because what I have just showed is copy and paste. When your system is spotless and you only need to copy and paste, I can say, no, I wasn't born to copy and paste. I am a lazy immigrant. Nigel Farage is right. I want everything to run on the background. I don't even want to copy and paste. And you can do that as well. And I use Make.com, which is free. And with Make.com, we can create things that are incredible. Like, for example, this went too far. I receive emails when I collaborate for an opinion, right? When a journalist say, what is your opinion on content collaboration strategies with creators? I reply. I reply in the hope that they publish me. And I receive this email. I do this a lot with AI, evidently. I have one that replied. When I receive this email, I can copy and paste it into my LinkedIn bot, which I have Victoria LinkedIn, and paste on LinkedIn. But with Make.com, I don't even need to do that. I have an automation that does it on the background. And this does it on Tuesday, I think. I let it run on the background, and this means
What was the name of that?
make.com. Make.com. Yes. It's an automation suite. It's also low code or no code platform. And you have 1,000 credits per month. It took me 2 years to sort of upgrade to the paid plan. This, what you see here, is that whenever I receive an email with a certain subject, your insights are live, it will go into this custom chat in this chat GPT module, and it will write, again, as a professional marketer, this is all of the things that you have to do. Great, this is an example, boom. And then it publishes on LinkedIn. And after it publishes on LinkedIn, it sends me an email saying, hey, I published this on LinkedIn. I don't even have to go into LinkedIn, which is a platform that is very strange for me. I'd rather not go there and say, thrilled to be one of the 21, like, who has time for this? I don't. I created this, and on Tuesday at 11 a.m., it would do it for me. Accounting is one of the things that I hate the most in the world. The only thing that I have to do is to forward invoices. I don't want to do that. I want the invoice says Stripe, or if the invoice comes from Stripe and it says received, just send it to my Xero account. This appears on Xero. I don't want to do any of these things, right? And the last one, okay, I have this one that when people buy any of my courses, they receive an email with the actual material of the course. Now, the one that is really good is actually, I have one for Meso. Remember that in Meso we're copying and pasting, republishing, using Vaish. This one, now, instead of having to do all of the things that I wanted, is gonna take a keyword from a spreadsheet, which is this one, content. You thought it was easy. That's why I'm showing you this example. Here, if I have the keyword, the country, the engine, I have some notes from the writers, and then it gives me the link of what it has created, the SEO score, and the date. And what does it mean? It means that, do a bit of a zoom in. Maybe not. Edit. Great. It comes from this spreadsheet. I lost one. Well, it was going to happen. It goes to the spreadsheet, it changes the status, then it goes to an SEO platform that gives me all of the keywords that you have to put in the title, meta description, H1, H2. Great. Then it does research on Perplexity, and it goes to a content strategist, and the content strategist will decide the angle of this. It will decide the angles, the links, what it's going to take from Perplexity, and then it's going to start writing these SEO articles, I'm gonna write the title, the meta description, the body. And here I have, in the body, it's going to write it like Vaish. I have all of the Vaish instructions here. Then it's gonna take it back to my SEO platform. It's gonna give me a score. Then it's gonna give me the link, and it's gonna say it's done. And that's beautiful. Again, we go to this, I mean, who wants to write about Bitcoin loan tax implication? Like, we all have lives. Now, okay, the target score was 73 and the draft is 73. This looks good. I have the meta description. I have the article draft. And yeah, too long to read. A lot of exciting paragraph about Bitcoin loan tax. And all of the input from the other one, from the strategist. These are all of the keywords they use for SEO, top competitors. And this takes 5 minutes, right? I can take this spreadsheet and just let it run and say, do one every 5 minutes. So now you should be impressed. And the last one before we go is, yes, I'm gonna take questions. I don't wanna be unfair because I took her question, but now we'll have to wait. Sorry. YouTube. I told you that I do a video per week. That video needs to go also into my blog, right? This will take the transcript, I'm gonna put it on a spreadsheet, which is called parasites, because in SEO, we call this parasite SEO when you republish content on different platforms. We always use, there is another one that I like very much, it's called organic cannibalization. Those are my two favorite words in SEO. This is going to take the URL of the article, it's going to put it in our spreadsheet, great, and then it's going to fill in all of these fields. And all of these fields is write a blog post like me, do the title, meta description, publish it on my WordPress website, so I don't have to do anything. And the thumbnail is going to be the thumbnail of the video, and then write a LinkedIn article, Twitter article, Medium, newsletter. It also does the campaign, set up the draft campaign on Brevo, which is a platform I use for newsletter, then LinkedIn post, right? I upload them. This part is for the brave ones. If you're leaving, you're brave. If you don't leave, you're brave. Be courageous, 2 minutes. This is the important part. LinkedIn post, it will upload the video natively to LinkedIn. And then community messages, because I'm part of different communities. I said, hey guys, I created a video about this, and I send it, right? Now, I only have to press play. Tell it to run every 15 minutes or something like that. And this has helped me a lot with distribution. If you're doing content distribution across many channels, this is a good platform for you. And again, it's free, and you can implement all of the things that we saw today. Again, a bit more advanced, but I want you to see the full power of this. The full power of not doing anything. Today, we had 4 problems in scaling content with AI. The first one is sound robotic. Second one, that it was detectable by clients and AI detectors. And the fourth one, that has frequent hallucinations. And third one, I know how to count. And the fourth one is hard to produce quality output at scale without losing accuracy. So today I have showed you that with custom chat, you can skip all of this. All of these are right, and you're not going to start a sentence in today's fast-paced world of automation. And I have sorted out the internet for you today, and AI, you are welcome. You're fire. AI is gasoline. Start training your own bots in whatever thing that you think that is amazing that you do. And if you want to learn more about custom GPTs, I have a masterclass which you can access with the QR code, or if you go to the link, we're also going to send all of this by email, the video, the slides, and all of the tools that we have seen today. If you don't want to buy the masterclass, use the prompt maker GPT or go into my YouTube channel. I'm trying to do the one. I've replaced myself with an AI avatar, and everything gets distributed automatically. That is definitely easier. And I'm in every platform. I'm giving sort of free advice.
Afraid people will compete with you when they've got all this stuff. Your client, steal your client.
So that's a fair point. I think that we all
You
professionals.
said you've got to specialize into stuff you know about.
Yes.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people here would do it in different areas than what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give
So
you my
explain the
bots.
scope.
I'm not going to give you my bots. I'm going to give you the basics so that you train your bots, and I'm going to help you along the way. But it's a fair point. Check it. You should buy it and see what is inside. Anyway, free help or paid help. And this has been me. You had a question. What's your name?
I was going to, when you're publishing a lot to a lot of different channels, don't you worry about accuracy, or that you might publish something that feels with it, and because you're not checking it, there's no human in the loop when you do that. So you must have a lot of confidence that that's accurate. And yes, that was my question.
Yeah, that automation is the one that I have tested the most. I think I have spent 35 hours doing that automation because it will save me 2 hours per week. If I repurpose things with custom GPTs only, it's still a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
I built it because I thought that the gains are more than the
Downside.
the downside. You can add an extra step or finish the automation in a way that you can
Check.
and then approve. Yeah. The reason why I don't do that is because I know I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
The same way as the email that arrives and says, oh, congratulations, we have published your article. At the beginning, it wasn't an automation from end to end. I thought that I would check the email and say, yes, publish it. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. But it's possible to do it, and responsible people do it. And I don't do those kind of automations for clients. There's more control. Right?
Very much.
So I'm going to have to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to have to get you to ask questions with Victoria whilst eating those
Yeah,
pizza and
I
drinking.
think we can do that.
Amazing.
I just wanted to say a massive thank you